Have you ever stopped to ask yourself who profits when you buy a house? And I'm not just talking about the obvious people like your mortgage company, your loan officer, and your realtor. I'm talking about the dozens of businesses related to real estate that profit when somebody buys a house. And I don't mention this so that you get all freaked out about the number of people that make money when you buy a home. I'm mentioning this so that you question real estate's impact to the overall U.S. economy. You guys, there is a reason that when we find ourselves in hot water, I'm talking about the U.S. as a country, that the government buys mortgage-backed securities to lower interest rates, to bring back money and liquidity to consumers, right? It's to make housing more affordable, to give people the opportunity to refinance their debt. It's an important thing to know because the headlines right now, you guys, they're scary. They're talking about recession. They're talking about the cost of goods going up due to tariffs. They're talking about rising unemployment. And when those things happen, well, shortly thereafter, the government steps in to help stimulate spending. Now, I bring this up to you now because whenever we've seen this in the past, the time right before that was the quote unquote best time to buy. And I'm not going to make another video about why now is the great time to buy. I recorded a video last week about all the missed opportunities. What I want to talk to you about today is just really understanding real estate's impact on the economy and who you listen to for advice. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Lizy Hoeffer, and I'm a residential loan officer at Cross Country Mortgage. And I like to teach practical money tips so that you can make smart home purchases. Now, I want to break this down because when people are advising you about housing, it's typically about your house. And when you're thinking about buying real estate, you're thinking about your own portfolio and you're not thinking about it from a macro level. But it's an important thing to think about if you're a participant in the U.S. economy and you don't want it to fail. Because real estate, both residential and commercial, make up about 13 to 15% of the overall U.S. GDP. It was about $2.9 trillion in 23 alone. Guys, it's one of the top 3 industries for total economic output. And so if real estate crashes, right, just that percentage alone would have a huge impact. But it's not just real estate. I'm talking about all of the other businesses that are related and impacted by real estate. And I'm talking about construction. I'm talking about property management. I'm talking about retail and consumer spending. Think about your Pottery Barns, your Bed Bath & Beyonds, Home Depot. I'm talking about banking, home equity lines of credit, solar panels. We're talking about legal and title companies, professional services for home inspectors, appraisers. You have your marketers, your transaction coordinators. Then there's moving and storage, utilities, and then you guys, the government profits from property taxes. And when real estate slows down, you guys, it can lead to a full-blown recession because GDP shrinks. And then when GDP shrinks, consumers stop spending, then it leads to unemployment. And first you see are the construction jobs. Those are the first ones to disappear. And then you see local tax revenue dip. And if they're not collecting property taxes, they start raising our taxes on our incomes. And then the demand for lending goes down, materials go down, labor goes down. I mean, it's a ripple effect that has a huge impact. And when you're listening to people talk about why not to buy, why not to participate, in general, I think it's bad for just your overall wealth strategy. But it does have this huge impact to things that you might not even be considering. And I don't want you to take me asking you to reflect on this as me somehow saying that you need to buy real estate to save the overall U.S. economy. That's not what I'm saying. You buy when your budget says it's ready, but it's so that you understand how economic cycles, one, happen and how they're corrected and why real estate is used to fix the economy time and again. I mean, even the real estate recession that was caused by real estate was still revived through real estate. Think about that. And there are a lot of people on the internet that, claim to be anti-salespeople that give you this awful advice and they sell these doomsday videos. And it's quite frankly the reason that I quit YouTube and it was hard to make videos. I just don't want to compete with that crap. And I know that the fear sells and I know that that's how people get views. But when they tell you that they're not a salesperson and why they hate other realtors and loan officers and why real estate agents are always telling you it's a great time to buy, it's because if you look back in history, it's been a great fucking time to buy. And how you qualify people that give you advice, it really matters. And it matters in timing. It matters in what type of investments you choose. And if you listen to the wrong people because you're just trying to validate your own fears versus educate yourself on how these things work, you will make emotional, fear-based money decisions that will cost you thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. So how do you find a qualified professional? How do you break through the noise? How do you figure out which content creators are full of shit or not? And it really comes down to, you guys, how tenured they are in their profession. And I'm not just talking about the length of time that they've been doing their job or held a license. I'm talking about how many people were successful using their services to buy or sell a property or to get a home loan. Like, there are lots of realtors that I know that have been doing this for 20 plus years and only sold a dozen homes. And I know lots of realtors who've been in the business 5 years and sold, hundreds of homes. I've been in the business for 22 years. I started as a loan officer in 2008. I worked in operations prior to that, and I have literally helped thousands of people successfully buy a home. I don't just say that because I'm trying to brag. I just want you to know the difference between somebody who's really active in their business and somebody who might just have been licensed for a long time. Now, the next thing that I look for, and whenever I'm trying to qualify somebody for something that I want to invest in, and guys, I've invested in lots of different things, businesses, stocks, real estate. I'm looking for somebody who's also been successful at the thing they're trying to advise me on. And I'm talking about like 10x more successful than I am. I want somebody who's made a bunch of money and repeatedly made a bunch of money, not just a one-hit wonder. That's a really important thing. Are these people that are advising you, are they actively investing in the thing that they're advising you on? And what I find to be kind of funny about a lot of these like doomsdayers online is that many of them own homes, many of them are still buying real estate, and they're discouraging you from participating. And it just blows my mind. I would also be weary, you guys, about people who are not upfront that they're a salesperson. Like, if they're a licensed real estate agent or a loan officer, they're a salesperson. And there's nothing wrong with being a salesperson. When people talk about being salesy, they're talking about unwanted follow-up. We're talking about people who try to manipulate you without facts. I'm not here to make my money off of your home loan. I'm here to educate you on an investment. And if you feel that I am qualified to help you, I'm going to make money helping you do it. Like, that's just how it works. And the thing is, because I bring a lot of value, because I know a lot about mortgages, how to make money, how to structure your deal the right way, I know that I feel qualified to help you do that at a high level. I know you will win in a big way if I'm the one helping you with your home loan process. Now, I'm not the only one, and I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I have done enough home loans, have strategies, and know my industry inside and out. And that's the type of advisor you need to be looking for. These people who claim to be anti-salespeople, or the ones that criticize other salespeople for it's always a good time to buy. Well, interesting, in the last 7 years, it has been a great time to buy. And it just makes me mad too, because while they claim to be anti-salespeople, they have links all over their social media for search properties, get a referral, buy my free guide, or your damn merch. And it's like, I don't want to criticize somebody for having a business. I just don't like people who claim not to be a salesperson, who profit off of you in ways that you don't even realize, right? They profit from your fear. If they said something educational, then you might decide to buy with them, or you ask them for other advice. They are making money off of you by claiming not to make money off of you. And last point on this, you really want somebody who puts their money where their mouth. Like, I am never going to invest with anyone who isn't actively investing in the thing they're trying to sell me. For those of you who've been a viewer of my channel or a subscriber of my channel since 2018, well, I just want you to know I have been buying real estate this entire time. I bought my primary residence in 2018. I bought an investment property in 2019. I sold that investment property in 2021. I bought my next property in 2023, right at the height when interest rates are about to be 8%. And I'm buying my next property now. Okay. I am somebody who drinks the Kool-Aid. Okay. I know that this is a great opportunity. I know that I want to double down on upgrading my primary residence every 2 to 4 years. And I'm probably buying premature at this point because I feel that there is going to be a housing boom on the horizon. And no, I am not clairvoyant. I cannot guarantee this, but I'm seeing all of the signs that typically lead up to a housing boom. And so for me, I am making that decision for myself. I'm advising my clients of that too, because I want them to win big. And if you financed a home with me since 2018, you have won big time. In short, what I guess I'm trying to say is that there is real damage that can be had when a bunch of people listen to a bunch of content creators be advisors when they have no experience, or they're just trying to sell you on fear. And there is real damage to not just the U.S. economy. We are all the U.S. economy. It is bad when we head into a recession. It's bad when people lose their jobs. It's bad when people don't invest in real estate and don't have retirement. I mean, you guys, it is so crazy how toxic the culture has become with this fear doomsday regarding housing, and it's very damaging. And I don't want to participate. This channel will never be that. It will always be educational. and I'm going to get off my soapbox now, but real estate has a huge impact to you. It has a huge impact to me, whether or not you are a homeowner or not. So guys, if you found this video to be helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe forward this on to your favorite housing doomsdayer to educate them on the impact of what they're advising.